Hello. Hi. Hello. So I want to do a video to kind of explain to you guys how to do this assignment. I want to first of all kind of apologize for not putting it up earlier. That's the materials in the for the module, and also not doing this video earlier. So, but like this assignment is eligible for extension, so feel free to ask request for more time. So to give you more time to go through the materials and to go through this video as well, in order to meet the time. So if you need more time, that's absolutely fine. Just let me know. So I'm going to this video that I'm doing, I'm going to put it in here so that you can click on it. But regardless, still there are a couple of other videos that I included that's supposed to help you with using Lucid. Please make sure that you watch them. Watch this one and this one just to kind of help figure out how to do this. So, that said, this is a three-part assignment. For this assignment, this A4 is three parts. There are three different things you'll be doing in at three different times, so that you kind of pay attention to it. The first one is due tonight, but like I said, you don't have to. If the time is too tight for you, just request for an extension and you can submit it later. Then the next one will be due on Tuesday. Also eligible for extension if you need it. So please ask for it if you need the extension. And then finally, we have the final thing that you're submitting that you actually upload it into Canvas that is due next week, Thursday, on the 10th. But like all the other ones, if you need extension, please ask for it. So that said, let me kind of walk you through the assignment a little bit. That hopefully will help you. And afterwards, I'm going to take you through how to do this, do it um, on the Lucid board. Marina is already doing a great job with that, but I'll explain some more. All right. So the idea is that you guys in the class are a team of QI experts, and you have been recruited by Blue Skylar, a managed care organization, to redesign one of their health plans. If you, I would very much recommend that you go back to module 3 and go through, what we covered on the managed care organizations, so that you have a much better understanding of what the role of managed care organization is in health outcomes, because that would really help you in answering, especially the question that is answered on organizational culture. So please go back to module 3, where we discuss managed care and managed care organizations, and just like a refresher to fully understand managed care organizations. So anyway, so Blue Skylar has employed you guys as QI experts, and they're trying to help them redesign their health plan that is for their Medicare patients. And this is a project that is for $3 million, and is going to last for 12 months. So, and these are the company's priorities. This is the organizational priorities. This does not say anything about patient priorities, but you can kind of figure a little bit out from it. But you are still going to, think about what could the patients possibly need with this. In the lecture, we talked about the social and environmental factors that play impact in QI project. So think about it from that angle. Anyway, so like I said, there are three parts or to this assignment. The first one is where you are doing your idea generation. So with your idea generation, there are six core areas that you'll be generating ideas on. You have organizational culture, you have stakeholder need, improving communication, timeline and budgets, risk and mitigation, and finally measuring success. So under each of these areas, you have questions you need to provide answers to. This is where you would do that on Lucid. So as you can see from Lucid, each of you have been given a column that has your name, and then you have, let me expand it a little bit so that it's, you have more time. But you can also expand this if it's if you find the length to be too small, you can expand it to make it larger or wider. So let me just make it, sorry, please. Let me just make it wider for it. All right. So this is where you would enter the answers to those questions that have now been asked. So let's say you are Felix and you are responding to these questions. What you need to do is to use your sticky notes to do that. So you can either click on the sticky notes and then you will select the design, the color that you want, and then you just press that and it's there. That's one way. Another way is just to double click and it will come out here. But if you just double click it, you can go back and change the color in this way. So once you don't need to type in your name, Lucid will immediately identify you as being the one who is making this contribution. So you don't need to do anything other than just typing in what it is that you want to say. Now that's so, like I said, that is the part of the idea generation. You put in your say I'm Felix and I'm answering the question on those two questions that is looking at organizational culture. I'm going to use sticky notes and put it here. If I'm answering questions on timeline on budgeting, I'm going to put my sticky notes here. So put your sticky notes in the right cell as it corresponds to the column and the row, so that you know where it is that your sticky notes is supposed to go into. So you can also use the colors of your columns, if that makes it easier for you. You're not being confined to a particular color, so you can stay with the color of your column, or you can use other colors. That's fine. This is really not a big problem there. Now you can put in more than one sticky note in your cell, in the cells, respective cells. That's fine. But I generally want this to be a short and sweet stuff. So you want to really get straight to the meat of it. Just answer the question. What do you think is our current organizational culture like? At the very most, two or three sentences should be enough to answer that question. So you're not writing a whole lot of things in it. Remember, this is your idea generation. You're still going to flesh it out, but just kind of help you in thinking through. Right. So that's, like I said, that's the first stage of your assignment. Now, the second stage of your assignment, oh yeah, this part about idea generation is what is due tonight. But like I said, you can ask for extension if you need more time. So the second stage of this assignment is where you will do you refine and make changes to suggest changes to other people's ideas that they have generated. So Marina has already started putting some things. Now, if I were, let's say I'm Felix and I want to make suggestions to what she's done, I just have to put a sticky note here, and let's say I type in, um, I'm just typing in something. Have you considered XYZ? And something like that. Now I can, all I need to do, say there's so many sticky notes that have been put here, or maybe Marina has more than one sticky note, to make it easy to indicate that this question, this is specific to this. I then have to use an arrow to do that. So let's use a bendy arrow, and my arrow, connects to it. So now it's lets me know that this. Sorry, I'm going to move this. Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, hold on. I'm going to have to delete. Oh, it's gone. Sorry. All right. Okay, this is my picture, and I want to put an arrow to it, and I want to connect the arrow to this one. All right. So I have my arrow that is connecting to this. Let me expand this a little bit so that it's clear that my arrow is connected uh, to this, that my question is specific to this sticky note here. So I can type something, why not do XYZ? I'm just putting that XYZ. Yeah. So that's what I can do to indicate to when I'm doing my suggestions. Remember, this part says, add sticky notes to their suggestions, where you are, suggesting changes that they can make, or just, giving them new ideas that they should consider. Now you can use sticky notes to kind of link to that. And when another thing you can do is, when you're trying to ask questions of what they have written, maybe you want there to be more clarification, all you need to do is highlight it, go to this three dots, click on it, and add a comment. So let's say the comment is, let's just put something, uh, can you clarify what you mean by XYZ? Right. So that would be the comment. And then you click on it, and the person would know that there was a comment that was left on them. So when they click here, they will see that there is a comment. They can go to it, and then they can reply to it. So that's how that happens. That's how you use the arrows, and that's how you use the comment sections as well. So I've deleted that comment, but just again, kind of give you an idea of how to do that. So that is the second part, the second stage of your assignment, where you're using the sticky notes as well as the comment functions to help in refining the ideas that have been generated by your peers. Now, if anybody if anybody asks you a question or leaves a comment on your any of your sticky notes, please reply to all of those questions. All towards helping, making sure that you're really thinking through and you're brainstorming your idea, and so your peers are helping you to see blind spots that you did not see. So do not ignore any question that you are asked, and feel free to ask as many questions as possible. Another thing to take note of is that you're expected to respond to everybody, right? You're expected to respond to everybody. And the deadline for this is on the 8th of April. So you still have a bit of time to let everybody post, and then you can then respond to everybody. However, it doesn't mean you're responding to everybody for everything. You need to respond to at least two focus areas for anybody, right? So let's say Felix, I'm using Felix as an example again. So Felix has posted what he wants, and I decided I have a comment that decided I have suggestions for his organizational culture, and I have suggestions for his timeline and budget. I don't need to respond to everything Felix has written on all six focus areas. I just need to respond to two. So for each of your peers, you need to respond to at least two focus areas for the assignment. So please remember that part. Oh, I wanted to highlight this. In the timeline and budget, here, one of the questions says, which tasks in your project timeline are shown by their scheduled dates are happening one after the other, and what are happening at the same time. This means that you are not going, when you're answering it, you are not going to say this will happen and this will not happen. You're using the timeline, like let's use, for example, this will happen to so and so time and so and so time to show us what things are happening sequentially and what things are happening concurrently. So you don't need to state that this is happening sequentially or this is happening concurrently. This is what your timeline is. That's a question that your timeline is supposed to answer. So answer the question for this one using your timeline. So that's, just wanted to say that. Then lastly, this is the biggie part of the assignment. This takes like 60% of the total score, this total points of this assignment. So you please pay the most attention to this part of the assignment. This has the biggest weight for the assignment. So for the 1,000 word report, you're going to summarize your ideas. This is to say, do not copy and paste your ideas. That's not a summary. You are going to read through all your ideas and use, 5 or 6 sentences to summarize your idea, and just kind of stay within that. Remember, what I'm looking for is a summary of your idea. I can read your posts, everything everybody posts, I can read it. What I want to see here is a summary. And then also at the same time, summarize the feedback that you have received from all the different people that gave you feedback on it. You can summarize it based off on each individual feedback, the summary of each individual feedback, or you can just summarize the entire feedback that you've received. And then you are going to explain how you are going to incorporate, or how you have incorporated all of that feedback into refining your solution. So that's the information that has to go in here. And then you need to also let me know, since I'm the one who's grading, which elements of your peers' ideas you've also chosen to incorporate. So everybody will be seeing everybody's inputs, everybody's idea. You are free to take advantage of what everybody has written and include it into your own finalized idea. But it is at this stage, when you are doing idea generation, bring your own idea. Do not copy anybody's idea. But by the time you are doing this 1,000 words report, you are free at this point to take elements of each other's idea, that you read through and you think, oh, this is a great idea. This, if I incorporate it into mine, this is really going to make my solution much better. Feel free to take elements of each other's idea in your finalized solution. But you do have to explain which elements of those ideas that you took and in what ways you are incorporating it. Now, your final idea, what you need, and this takes a lot of part of the assignment, is you're now having to provide one SMART goal, three SMART objectives that are evidence based. You don't need to give three citations for each of the, sorry, one citation for each of the objectives. It could be the same evidence that informed three objectives. I just make sure that you don't have more than three citations. So you should not have more than three citations. Three citations is the maximum you're going to have for this assignment. So this is to focus on what is the best, most relevant citation rather than focusing on trying to use as many citations as possible. So be very, very discerning in choosing the citations that you will use to support the SMART objectives that you would use for your solution. And then make sure that you have three SMART outcomes, three SMART success metrics, and then make sure that all your SMART goal, objective, outcomes, and success metrics, that you justify how they align with the Blue Skylar strategic goal, any health benchmark. Please choose a health benchmark. I'm not saying which one you should choose. You are at liberty to select any one that you think is going to make a good case for your solution. So choose any specific health benchmark, and then select any two patient-focused social and environmental priorities. So everything is really all up to you which ones you select, so long as your justifications will, you're making a good justifications about why it is part of the three core principles of AQI project. We talked about what those core principles are. Please go back to your lecture and refresh your memory about those ones, so that when you're answering these questions, you're answering specifically what information you're being asked to provide. So yeah, that is that. I hope this video plays. This is the second video that I'm making. The first one, for some reasons, did not have any audio. So I'm doing the second one. So hopefully this has an audio and you'll be able to hear what it is that I'm saying, and be of use to you. Like I said, you are free to ask for extension. If the timeline to complete this assignment is a bit too short for you, please ask for extension. To have a lovely day. Bye bye.